I want to do a quick review today on interval notation. This is for our next unit. I'm going to be out of town the week after this week. So you guys are going to have a few videos to watch while I'm gone. They'll be on YouTube or embedded in Facebook Learning. Facebook Learning, did I just really say that? Facebook Learning. I don't know, I might have just birthed an idea though, $1 million idea. Facebook Learning. PowerSchool Learning, the videos will be embedded there, so make sure, surely you are logged into PowerSchool Learning and know how to do all that stuff by now. Because next week your assignments are going to be there and videos to watch, and you guys will be able to do that in class or on your own time. But one of the things that I want to kind of make sure that you remember, and you had this in Algebra 2, but it's interval notation. Does everybody know what I mean by interval notation? Braxton, would you pull that door closed for us, please? Do what? What do I mean? So if we had something like this, x is an element of this interval. Does that mean anything to anyone? It does? What does this notation mean? Bailey, what does that mean?
The closed parentheses means that that's where it includes that value.
Very good.
And then to infinity would just mean until that point. That's where
yeah.
your x values are.
So the equivalent in inequality symbols here would be x is greater than or equal to 0. That's what that means. All right. The number line notation for this would be 0, closed circle at 0 because of the equal sign, and we shade to the right. Yes? So y'all remember that. You've done that since pre-algebra. X is greater than or equal to 0 looks like this. The interval notation, for interval notation, there's 3 rules, and we'll go over those in just a second, but the interval notation for this would be everything from 0 to positive infinity. Okay, so this is a common notation in calculus that you'll see. Okay, the interval notation there, 0 to infinity is what that means. It means that x is greater than or equal to 0. Now, what if we just wanted to show that x was greater than 0? What would that look like? Does anybody remember? Is this coming back to you at all? Have y'all seen this before? Yes. Okay. All right. So what if we wanted to just say that x is greater than 0? Yes. Okay. It's easy. You'll pick it up quickly. What if we wanted to just say that x was greater than 0? What would that look like on the number line? Open circle at 0, right? And shade to the right. So we use an open circle to show that it's just greater than. We use a closed circle to show that it's greater than or equal to. All right, and then the interval notation, we're still going from 0 to infinity, but instead of a bracket at 0, we will use a parentheses at 0. Okay, so greater than is an open circle, which translates to a parentheses instead of a bracket. All right. Interval notation is going to be in upper level mathematics the primary way that you're given information about what the domain of a function is, where it's defined or undefined, those types of things. Okay, and it's going to be one of the primary ways that we show answers to inequalities. All right. So if we were, let's do an example. I kind of want to show you how this comes into play. If we were doing something like just solving really simple inequality, 2x plus 3 is greater than, let's do less than, is less than 7. With inequalities, there are 3 ways to show your answers. Three primary ways to show your answer. The solution here would be what? Subtract 3 from both sides, and then we get 2x is less than 4. Divide both sides by 2, and we get x is less than 2. That is one way to show your answer. Another way you can show your answer is by graphing it on a number line. I don't want you to put a whole lot of detail in your number line. I want to know where 0 is, and I want to know where the number is in relationship to 0. Okay? Less than 2 on the number line would be an open circle and shade to the left, right? Now the interval notation for this one is everything from negative infinity. That's what's over here. Negative infinity is over here. Positive infinity is over here. Everything from negative infinity up to 2. And because there's an open circle, we will use a parentheses instead of a bracket. So 3 ways to show your answer. One way here, graph of the number line is another way, and interval notation is the third way. Okay? All right, so you've seen a couple of examples. Here's the rules for interval notation. We're not going to do much more after this. Rules for interval notation. Okay? Okay, here we go. Your values must, this is not negotiable, they must be from smallest to largest. Okay. Left to right. Okay? They have to read smallest value to largest value. And the examples that we've looked at so far would be, we had in the last one negative infinity up to 2. Yeah, it was 2, wasn't it? Yeah. Is negative infinity smaller than 2? Yeah, infinitely so, right? And the other ones we had earlier, we had this one 0 to positive infinity. 0 smaller than positive infinity? Yes, infinitely so, right? So it has to read from smallest to largest, from left to right. And when we get into compound intervals, the same thing is true. Okay? The other one is equals, less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to. Those symbols get brackets. Okay? We use brackets to show the equality of things. So the brackets have to be used if we have less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. All right? Less than, greater than, and infinity always get parentheses. Okay, so let me give you all another second to finish that. So if we were to get an inequality like this, negative 2 is less than or equal to x, which is less than 3. If we're just writing that in interval notation, let's look at the graph. What would the graph look like? From negative 2 to 3. closed circle at -2, open circle at 3, and x is everything in between those two values, so it would look like this. That's what the number line representation would look like. All right, the interval notation would look like everything from -2 to 3. Smallest value has to be on the left. What symbol am I going to put it? What symbol am I going to put on -2? Bracket. And here I get a parentheses. All right. Y'all have a great day.